Welcome to Tridenlogy, the channel that's all about fascinating facts and discoveries.
In this episode, we're going to tackle a topic that often leads to misunderstandings and disappointment in the dating world: the worst unrealistic dating expectations women may have for men. In the realm of dating, both men and women can have certain expectations and ideals they hope to find in a partner. However, some of these expectations can be unrealistic and set the stage for frustration and missed connections. This video will explore the common unrealistic dating expectations that women may have for men. So, grab a seat, open your mind, and let's explore the worst unrealistic dating expectations women may have for men. 1. He's supposed to be good at manly tasks. It's not what a man does for a livelihood that defines him, it's what's inside him. This assumption will keep many women away from many beautiful men. Let's assume the man doesn't have the most toned chest or arms, but he graduated from Harvard Medical School and is on his way to becoming a doctor. A woman with impossibly high standards may never go past the first date and may miss out on a terrific catch. But to be honest, he probably escaped with his life. This is a common expectation among women of all ages. It is more than simply a thing for young men and women. This affects men and women of all ages. It is never too late to pursue your aspirations, whether you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Don't spend your time if you meet someone who has unrealistic expectations, such as this one. 2. A man is supposed to know exactly what women want and need. How is a man supposed to know what a woman wants and needs when a woman doesn't know what she wants and needs half the time? I'd be a wealthy man if I had a cent for every time I told my ex-wife, "I'm not a mind reader." That is not true for all women. Many women know exactly what they want out of life and from a partner from a young age. But many women have this expectation of men and can't even agree on where they want to eat dinner. However, the majority of women do not communicate directly. For starters, they always communicate based on how they are feeling at the time. These unreasonable ideals have undoubtedly generated several difficulties for men and women in the actual world. 3. As a man, he's supposed to take care of everything, but still allow me independence. Gender roles have changed a lot since the TV couples of the 60s and 70s, so don't be surprised if even young men today are perplexed. Should we guys pay for everything? If so, does the woman tell us so? Hint, no. If we're not expected to pay for everything, how do we know when we should? Is it okay if you open doors for your lady? Women today enjoy an unrivaled world in comparison to earlier generations, with greater freedom and independence, closer pay equality, and the ability to achieve almost whatever a man can do. However, it has led to gender confusion and a massive power struggle. So for us, real life isn't as clear-cut as it was for our grandfathers. So assist the guy out and be clear about what you want from him and what you require. 4. He's supposed to be both masculine and sensitive. Many women like to date manly men who are also sensitive. Granted, this is not an impossible undertaking or performance, but it does go counter to the urge to be manly. To avoid making the conventional assumption that men make, women seek a man with whom they can discuss their sentiments. They also desire a man who they believe will defend them if they are in danger. As previously stated, it is not difficult, but the woman must choose a partner who can meet her needs, and she will undoubtedly need to make that expectation clear from the start. It's not an expectation that will definitely drive a man away, but it is a question where he will be able to tell her if he's the right person for her. Instead of checking a guy's man card at the door, seek for emotional intelligence among his macho characteristics. 5. Expecting his place to have a lot of feminine touches. Don't expect his home or apartment to appear like he just finished an episode of Queer Eye. And if he has recently divorced or his girlfriend has recently moved out, you may have even more concerns depending on how much time has elapsed. Having said that, it is a red flag if his apartment appears like a college dorm room, complete with neon beer signs and foam furnishings. No, a real man in his late 20s or beyond should have his act together more than that. But set some sensible goals. Then, see whether he's open to recommendations. But don't expect matching bedding and pillowcases, elegant art that is neatly hung, or spotless living room furniture that is flawlessly coordinated with accent pillows and throws. He's a dude. He might just use his flat to watch sports with his friends, drink beer, or binge-watch Netflix after a long day at work. He isn't a deal-breaker because he doesn't have a great sense of house decor. 6. Expecting the guy to be 100% confident on the first date. Let's be honest. First dates are awkward. Whether you were paired by friends or an online dating service, the first time is always awkward. After all, no matter how much you read about them on a profile or social stalks, you have no idea what the chemistry will be like. So, if it's unpleasant for you, it'll be awkward for him as well. That's fine, as long as the awkwardness fades gradually over the date. I believe that a man's confidence is an attractive attribute, but you can't expect him to be completely confident right away. You could be the catch of the century, but he doesn't realize it yet. So do and say things to relieve tension. Make a joke. His self-assurance will be audible. At the end of the day, while a manly male should lead the love relationship, you both must put out effort. 7. Expecting the guy to call text after the first date. I wish whether or not a date went well was brutally evident to both parties. But let's face it, this isn't always the case. But if you had a good time, don't hang around for days waiting for him to phone or text you. Inform him. He could be unsure. He could potentially have misunderstood a signal, or he could have simply been overworked. Furthermore, this is the 21st century. Women are capable of doing anything males are capable of doing, including being the first to call or text after a date, or plan a second one. 8. Asking him to be comfortable showing vulnerability, but think of him as weak when he shows it. Guys are increasingly being required to demonstrate vulnerability. It's okay to cry, and not just while watching Titanic. We are urged to express our emotions. When we do these things, though, some women silently evaluate us. If we let our guard down, we may be perceived as weak or less manly. In today's environment, we get a lot of contradictory messages, which may be particularly perplexing for men. In a perfect world, guys would understand when to be vulnerable and how far to go. But the world isn't ideal, and navigating relationships is never easy. 9. Expecting him to change his love language. Most people have heard of the 5 love languages. They are Love Language 1, Words of Affirmation. Love Language 2, Acts of Service. Love Language 3, Gifts. Love Language 4, Quality Time. Love Language 5, Physical Touch. And most of us have more than one way of showing affection, and we often have more than one preference for how we prefer to be loved. And these are frequently distinct. Remember that developing a true connection necessitates appreciating each other's differences and encouraging open communication. We may develop more rewarding and authentic relationships by setting realistic expectations.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content on personal development and self-improvement. See you in next video.